Brogee, and I want to share with you how to create your sales estimate because the sales estimate will be the foundation of all the financial statements that you are going to make for your business plan. All right, so the first thing that you want to do is go to the sample financial statements section in Canvas. You can get to that by clicking on modules and then scroll down until you see that section, and then click on sales estimate in order to download it. You'll want to go ahead and click on the download link and then open it in Excel. Now, if you don't have Excel, you can actually get that for free from the university. It is available. It is available on your dashboard, your my.unoh.edu dashboard, and I can always email you instructions if you're not sure how to install it. Okay, so after you get your spreadsheet opened up, you'll see that there are some products here. Obviously, these products don't match your business, so you want to update these products to match your business, and you want to have at maximum 5. If you get more than 5, it can be overwhelming, but you need to at least have 1. And so I'm actually going to add a new row here because I want to add 5 products during my demo. So I'm going to highlight a row by clicking on the left, and then I'm going to right click. Well, I thought I would right click. And I'm going to right click and click insert. And for whatever reason, it is not working. Why is this not working? Okay, because it downloaded it in protected view. All right, so now I should be able to right click on it and click insert. So then I need to think about what are the top 5 products and services that I'm going to sell in my business. Now, if you have a simple retail business, it would be rather easy to brainstorm the top 5 products. But sometimes if you have a service business, it's a little harder. So let's say you're a mechanic. If you're a mechanic, I want you to think of the most common things that you would sell. So for example, maybe the average price of engine repair is $700, right? Or buying a new engine, the average price is $5,000. So I want you to come up with the top 5 most common services that people are going to use at your business and come up with an average price. But for this example, I'm going to use the example of a bridal shop. Okay, so at a bridal shop, we would get like a standard dress, and it costs $1,000. But then you might want to offer designer dresses, and maybe your average is more like $4,000 for the designer dresses. And I don't really know what these cost, so forgive me if these are way off. You would offer a veil, and I need to spell veil correctly. And let's say that's about $400. And then you probably would offer hemming of a dress, and that might be $150. And then maybe you would offer like alterations, and let's say on average your alterations are $250. All right, so now you've listed the top 5 items with an average price. And then what you just need to do is think about year 1 of when your business opens. How many of each of these things do you expect to sell throughout each month? So I'm guessing that selling 25 dresses might be a little high if you're a new boutique. So let's say 10, and let's say you do 3 designer dresses, but people come in and they're more likely to spend money on a veil, so you sell 20 of those. You hem all the dresses, but except for 3, which have a greater likelihood of having bigger alterations. All right, so if you think you're going to sell the same thing every month, all you have to do is just drag that down to month 12, and it will copy all the values to month 12. Although if you're a new business, usually you're not going to sell the same thing every month. So usually you'll need a little bit of a growth rate. Businesses grow more rapidly the first year. So I'm going to build in a 3% growth rate. And the way that I do that is I add a formula. With any formula in Excel, it always starts with the equal sign. Okay, so I'm going to do the equal sign. Then I want to point to this cell. I'm going to add 3% growth to the previous month. So I'm going to click on the previous month. And then I'm going to add an asterisk, which means multiply. To show 3% growth, I would multiply that times 1.03. Okay, now we can't see it because it's averaging it out, so there won't be growth seen until further on. And now once you get a formula in the first row, you can actually click on the little right corner when your cursor turns into a plus sign, and you can drag it down and it will copy the formula to each row, but it will adjust it. Notice how it changed it here to C3 and then C4. So it automatically adjusts it to the new row as you drag the formula. Okay. So now I have this 3% growth, and I'm going to apply that all the way down. Okay. So each month, when I drag it to the right, it actually changes the cell to point to the previous month. So Excel is smart enough when you copy the formula to automatically, move the formula with you, if that makes sense. All right. Now, if you use my template, it will already sum the numbers up at the bottom, but if it doesn't, you can just come down here to the bottom and click on this auto sum icon. It will highlight the rows that it's adding up, and you can say, okay, that looks correct, and then hit enter. Same for down here. So what's really important is that you have this total quantity column down here. So again, if it doesn't add it up for you automatically, you click on the cell, hit auto sum, and see how it went too far. I don't want it to go all the way here to add it up. I only want to go to here. So if it goes too far, I click on the little arrow and drag it because I want it to add up months 1 through 12. I hit enter. And then again, I can drag it down. So you notice how I had to drag it down because that was a new row I added. And then just make sure that this is giving me a total up, and I had to fix that. See how when I click on it, it only adds up the first 4 rows because I had added that extra row. So I'm going to kind of hover over the bottom right corner, and then I'm going to drag it down, click and drag, and now it adds up all the columns I want it to. The last thing you need for your sales estimate is you need to multiply the retail price times the number of items you're going to sell. So I'm going to come over here to total revenue, and I'm going to type in equals. I'm going to click on my total quantity, do an asterisk, and then click on the retail price. Hit enter, and now it's multiplying total quantity times retail price. So now I'm going to drag that down again. Okay, and then I want to make sure that my sum here adds everything up. Oh, it's skipping a row, so I'm going to drag it down, hit enter. Another way to do that is come up to auto sum. And now it's showing me that my estimate for my first year of sales is $475,000. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and say this is going to be 2023. Now, in your business plan, I think it asks for 2 years. So then I'm just going to highlight all of this, Control C, drop it down, Control V, change my year to 2024. And I really want to start my year with the numbers I'm ending on. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to just type them in. 14, 4, 28, 14, 4. And so notice that the formula is still there to grow at a rate of 3% per month. That might be a little bit high for year 2, but it just all depends on your business model. So I could come over here and just change it. Okay, I'm only going to see a 1% growth. So I highlight the formula, I change it to 1.01, which is 100% plus 1% growth. Hit enter, drag it down. So now I've copied it over, and then I'm going to drag this down to copy it. And so now I've changed all of these to just be a 1% growth for year 2. And here's my total revenue for year 2. So that is how the sales estimate works. And that is needed for your business plan.